Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Testing, testing, testing.
Hello and welcome to Viking Park, Erindale, the first weekend of the Griffin Legal John I. Dent Cup Final Series for 2019. Brett McKay with you for Bar TV Sports with the minor premiers, the Tuggeranong Vikings, hosting the second place Canberra Royals in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. And joining me today in commentary and all through the final series, Ryan Murphy. Mate, this is it. This is what we've been waiting for.
It is, Brett, and it's so weird to think that we're here, and we probably would have, if we had to put money on it, we would have said we'd be here for the qualifying final with minor premiers Vikings taking on Royals. But the road that led to here, mate, has just been taking so many twists and turns. So to be here, it's such an interesting occasion. But it's absolutely what we probably prepared for. Absolutely.
I mean, and the twists and turns that you speak of, last weekend, East 32 beating Gungahlin 22, West 40 beating Uni North 26, and then Tuggeranong beat Royals 22-17 in the Hahn Superdry match of the round last week. And that gives us this exceptionally close table that we finished with. Tuggeranong minor premiers on 58 points, Royals on 57, Gungahlin on 57. So for and against has separated those two, and then Uni North on 35 in fourth spot. It's just been an intriguing competition this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the one you've got to really look at there is Gungahlin. I think they'll be the ones thinking, how have we possibly managed to finish third, given the position they were in and playing some amazing rugby. But I think it speaks to how good Vikings and Royals are. That Gungahlin in many ways have been the story of the regular season, when it all came down to it, when the games mattered a lot. It was Royals and Vikings who got the job done against Gungahlin at times. So, yeah, look, mate, I think this is where it starts now. The matchups are the matchups, and the road to the grand final is the road, but it doesn't matter. Anything can still happen now that we're in the finals.
That's it. Anything could happen from now. And of course, tomorrow we're back here for the elimination final with Gungahlin playing Uni North down here at Viking Park. There will be no Alatoa, there'll be no Tom Banks, there'll be no David Pocock for Uni North. But wasn't that a great story this week?
Yeah, I know. I thought Sam Rolfe handled it really well during the week at the media conference. Look, how good would it have been? That's all I think. It would have been fantastic. Of course it would have been, but saying that, it's nice that the games will be decided by the players that got everyone there. And it'll be a truly great occasion for both of those sides. And I think, despite the fact that obviously the profile and the quality would have been raised, particularly if, putting the John O'Dent Cup on the world stage had David Pocock play tomorrow.
Absolutely.
But, no, I think it's still going to be a great match, and I think Dave Bennett will still fancy himself in that 7 jersey for Els.
We did joke with Rolfie on Wednesday about that. Would you have fit Pocock in?
So, it hasn't really worked with Pocock at 8, but we really don't want to move Benno out of 7.
Dave, you can play blindside. We'll quickly run through these teams, mate, with both teams due to be coming on the field here very shortly. The Vikings from the top, Vunipola for Feeder, Lachlan Lonigan, Angus Wagner will be the front row. Cooper Te Carter comes in at number 4 for Jack Wright, who was great last week. Darcy Swain, Albert Wadigo back in after missing last week. Last week's man of the match, Luke Gerzakowski, was enormous against Royals. Jamie Field completing the front row, and then Joe Powell and Isaac Thompson the halves, Andrew Robinson, Noel Alessio, Len Ikitau, Ernest Suavai across the three-quarter line, and Dean Wilson at fullback. For Royals, it's Sione Mao, Connell McInerney, Ryan Kotluski up front, and Samuel von Blankensee. Hugh Cowan has moved to lock, with Will Morrison going back to blindside. Rory Scott at number 8, and then Pedro Orlando, Craig McMahon in the halves. Ben Johnson, Jamie Bodman, Jason Swain, Seth Going back into the side for Lincoln Smith, and Andy Muirhead at fullback as the Vikings take to the field here at Viking Park. Qualifying final only minutes away. Our referee today is James Morrison. It's the Royals run on there, led by their captain Ben Johnson. It was really interesting to have a close-up look at Royals warm-up, and we had a bit of a look at the Vikings as well, Ryan, and they both look just really well drilled at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. 2 quality sides, and you can tell, guys that have played together a long time as well. I thought it was interesting, that selection, Brett, that Jack Wright does come out of the side with Cooper coming in. I think that says that maybe Nick Scrivener's expecting quite a physical battle, and maybe Takeda just gives that little bit of extra edge there in the road. But Jack Wright, as you said, has been absolutely fantastic. So he'll probably have his part to play as well.
Certainly will. And just a little bit of a tweak there for Wayne Southland Royals as well, with Hugh Cowan and Will Morrison swapping jerseys from last week. So intrigued to see how this goes. James Morris is just about ready to get us underway. Jamie Bodman has it for Royals. We're underway in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. Comes down in midfield here and taken nicely just in front of the 22 there by Ernest Suavai. We've got an early penalty in from the side. It's against Jack Farrell by the looks of that. And an early exit for the Vikings.
It's something Royals really have to avoid here today, is giving away cheap penalties, allowing free exits for Vikings, giving them a chance to attack early here. A good kick from
touch
Noah
finder. Yeah, it's a good one. Finds touch. 12 metres inside the Royals half. Northern end of Viking Park, bathed in sunshine here. And I make that point because the fog only lifted at about 11:30 in southern Canberra today, so great to have blue skies above us. Lachlan Lonigan signed with the Brumbies this week for the next 2 years. Throws in, taken well there by Jamie Field. They're straight down into their line-out drive that served them so well last week. This drive, this maul is going forward now. Royals have done well to disrupt. It's gone again and reset, though, the Vikings. They pull it out through Powell. Thompson comes wide, finds Ikitau, bumps off the first tackle, gets through the tackle at Bodman. We've got a penalty advantage here now for Vikings. Royals have held Ikitau up, and will come back for that high tackle on Len Ikitau.
Confident start there from Vikings, going straight to the maul. The set was brilliant with Darcy Swain right in the middle, and then getting the ball early to Len Ikitau. We saw Ikitau absolutely destroy Royals at times at Phillip Oval a couple of rounds back, and you see full of confidence going right to the corner with a kickable penalty, had to be said, Brett.
Yeah, I was keeping an eye on Isaac Thompson there just to see what he might have done.
Well, given how good the first maul was.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, why wouldn't you? 5 metres out, Alessio's kick has found touch. Lachlan Lonigan getting the early call there from Fafita. Tuggeranong going with a 6-man arrangement. Watergo in the offset there in the number 6. Taken at the front there by Takata. Straight into this line-out drive again. Ball's been ripped out by Royals. But we've got a little knock-on in there. That's well spotted there by James Morris.
Yeah, Jamie Field just got caught up. Really good spoiling from the Royals defence. And then Sione Mail got his big paws in there. The big prop was absolutely brilliant here last week. The loose head, just slight knock-on, so another chance for Vikings to attack. First scrum of the day. Two of the best front rows in the entire competition.
Yeah,
Sione Mail versus Wagner. Really interesting battle. And Fafita versus Kaczewski.
It was an intriguing scrum battle last week. It was absolutely intriguing, wasn't it? So this one will be every bit as good. Power feeds 7 metres short. 5 metres in from touch. It's gone down at the front.
Royals definitely getting a few wraps in, but that looked to be 6 and 1, half a dozen the other, Brett.
He's just switched sides there, James Morris. He's come around, have a look at Angus Wagner on the tight head side for Tuggeranong.
Big Raw's front row, but it's a big Raw's pack too, Brett.
Yeah,
There's a lot of weight in there, particularly with Van Blankensee and Cowan in the locks, giving that extra shove.
Look at a Royals player just getting a little bit of attention here. That's Will Morrison, I think. Ryan, can you see?
Will Morrison just receiving a little bit of attention. Looks to be maybe a rib.
Yeah, you're right. He's just getting a bit of attention up underneath the jersey there. He looks like he's going to be coming from the field. Will Morrison, this will be a blow.
Absolutely. A big blow early here. They won't lose much with Max Singh coming on, but just the dynamics of that back row now will change with Singh coming on. And of course it will affect line-out time with Morrison being a key component of that at set-piece time for Royals.
So a blow for Royals. 3.5 minutes into the qualifying final. Will Morrison has come from the field.
It doesn't look like the way he's holding himself there, it doesn't look like his day is necessarily done. But certainly a painful one there in the upper ribs.
A bit of discomfort is Will Morrison. This scrum is good from Tuggeranong. It's going forward as well. Jamie Field has it at the back. It's just gone without it now. Joe Powell tries to put Lalesio through the gap, but we're going to come back for the scrum penalty for Tuggeranong. And what do they do here? They go again?
I think so. That's a really good way to set out your stall from Angus Wagner in particular. Took the pressure from Sione Mao, the initial pressure, and then he just built and he just let Sione Mao come down his right-hand shoulder, move to the left, and it all started to move then. Big initial scrum there from Wagner and the Vikings pack. Probably the worst thing that happened there for Vikings is the ball came out, to be honest.
I was just going to say, Jamie Field was doing a great job of controlling it, and then that second shove really got going. He actually lost touch of the ball, didn't he?
It's definitely a skill we don't talk enough about, and Field's excellent at it as a young number 8 there. Cultured, right boot, the back of that scrum.
We've got a deep back line out to the right here for Tuggeranong. Dean Wilson, the fullback, just
Ernest Suavai holding a very wide line.
This scrum going forward again. Field has it this time, controlling it nicely. Powell's going to pull it out though. They go to Lalesio short, steps off his left. He's brought down 4 short now, Lalesio. Powell keeps going open side. Thompson, he steps off his right. Brought down in front of the post. They keep going to the open side through Swain this time. Brought down nicely. 3 metres short here, Tuggeranong. Deep on attack here, the Vikings. Powell pulling this one out for forward runners. They're going to be awfully close here, Tuggeranong. Good ball there for Takata.
It's a great tackle from Andy Muirhead.
Drove him back too, a couple of metres. Powell having to dig for this ball here. Got Gerzakowski. He's got Fafita behind him. Gets a good drive. It's Gerzakowski. Lalesio has this now. Steps off his left and right. Pulled down a metre short again. Coming back to the grandstand side, Powell. Had to wrestle for that ball. He's done really well there as Joe Powell. Must be awfully close here. James Morris is in position and we're held up. Royals defence.
Yeah, very good Royals defence early on, particularly Andy Muirhead and Hugh Cowan managing to keep out Cooper Takata on that right-hand side, but just love the way Noah Lalesio is injecting himself into this game early on. Just playing that second receiver, and what I love is his combination with Isaac Thompson, where Thompson's letting him take that first receiver position when it has to happen.
Now, Jamie Bodman is down to the left-hand side of the uprights here for Royals. He looks like he's getting a little bit of attention in the back of his neck.
Yeah, it was a bit of a collision in midfield. I think
looks to be
Bodman
right.
and Tom Watego both took their time to get up in midfield there. It was interesting second scrum there, Brett. Vikings getting the same amount of pressure on probably, but not quite keeping the body shape through the entire scrum and allowing Sione Mao to use his power. If they raise that height at any time, Vikings, Sione Mao will go straight through. So you can see that definitely the dominant side out there, but they've got to keep their technique right through the entire scrum.
We'll keep an eye on this. Certainly keep an eye on this. Royals defence.
You see Bobbin's still in a bit of pain out there too, Brett.
Yeah, certainly just trying to get a bit of blood flowing in the neck again. So 5 metres out, just to the
interesting to see
Royals
not matching up numbers here defensively yet.
Tuggeranong back line is well set out to the right. Field has this and controlling again. Scrum's gone down. Full arm penalty. Powell goes quick. Powell's lost the ball behind him though. In front of him, in fact. Royals have this on the turnover, and this is going to be an opportunity lost here for Tuggeranong. Royals looking to get out of their in-goal area. Johnson and McMahon are back there for the kick. Johnson's under a bit of pressure. Didn't have a great kicking day of it, you'll remember 2 weeks ago. Was better last week, but under plenty of pressure there, Ben Johnson.
Yeah, Joe Bell put absolutely all of his pace into putting Ben Johnson under a bit of pressure there after a bit of an unforced error from Joe Powell. I like the decision to go quick, you don't mind, but perhaps with the scrum being so dominant, better option to just slow things down, but they go back to the maul now.
And this maul is going forward rapidly. Breaks off. They keep going here, Tuggeranong. This has gone 10 metres forward already. They've got penalty advantage, the Vikings. Powell's going to pull this out. Comes to Thompson on the open side. Lalesio spots a little bit of a gap. Gets a great ball through to Lenny Kitau to score the first try of the qualifying final.
Absolutely superb from Noah Lalesio. The footwork and the offload. we said before, just injecting himself when the time was right, and the footwork and the offload were just magnificent from the young man. Lenny Kater running the right line from that outside centre position. Love that combination between those two. At first blood, Vikings, after missing the opportunity earlier, love to see that they came straight back onto the attack, showing no ill effects of the turnover. The footwork and the change of hand as well, from the left to the right to the offload, absolutely brilliant.
Eyed a little bit of a gap, Lalesio, just off the left foot, just to hold the defence up, gets the ball in behind.
It's amazing to see
Bodman come up on him, didn't he?
What a year of experience has done for Noah Lalesio in his final series last year.
I asked him that during the week. So what are you doing now, 12 months on, that you maybe wanted to do last year but just couldn't quite do it? And he said, just maybe my game management. As this conversion goes over from Lalesio, 7-0 Tuggeranong lead after the first 10 minutes of the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. And he just said he's just a little bit more mature. He doesn't feel like his game's changed much, but he's imposing himself more. He's talking more, he said. And
he's a very natural footballer as well, Noah Lalesio. And you can just tell the Vikings are using him the perfect way, just letting him come onto the ball and distribute, but not taking all of the playmaking duties, as we see Royals go slightly long there.
A bit of an overclub
start here from Royals. Thought their defensive shape looked pretty good up until the point that Noah Lalesio got into the line. Their defensive shape looked really good, though. So they just need to settle things down here, I think.
Yeah.
Start getting some territory.
Royals would love to get their hand on the ball, too. I can imagine they haven't seen a lot of it in the first 10 minutes.
It's been an absolutely impeccable start here, other than that Joe Pell error from Vikings.
The terrace over there on the eastern side of Viking Park is bathed in sunshine. There's plenty of people over there enjoying.
It's not a bad spot to watch a game of rugby.
It is a great spot to watch rugby. Great spot. Power feeds, centre field, Tuggeranong scrum. Can't get the forward movement. Royals have held this well. Field pulls it out to the eastern side. Thompson goes and throws a nice ball to Dean Wilson, who's brought down just inside the 10-metre line. This is Swain. He's lost it. Tuggeranong Royals have this through Max Singh. Young player on for Will Morrison in the first 3 minutes. Good carry there from Sione Mao. McMahon comes to the grandstand side, finds Muirhead, trying to get an offload away here. Andy Muirhead brought down the 10-metre line now. They're in Tuggeranong territory for the first time today. This is McInerney, who bumps off the tackle of Tekata. Keep an eye on Cooper Tekata. Ryan Bodman, he has this brought down just short of the 10-metre line. Royals starting to stack the possessions up here now. Good carry there from Sione Mao. Tuggeranong are over this. Rolando's
referee James Morris just judging that he wasn't quite holding his own body weight. So another chance for Royals. You see, the first chance with the ball in hand, they look excellent.
Exactly right, yeah. And that's a great kick from Ben Johnson there to find touch. About 18 out from the Tuggeranong line. First real opportunity to attack here for Royals. 13 minutes of the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. Tuggeranong leading Royals 7-0 here at Viking Park. 6-man line out taken at the front by Von Blankensee. They go into their line out drive. Ball spilled down though. We've got short arm for Royals. Rolando trying to go quick. Wattigo was in his way. This is McInerney. He comes wide to Bodman, shaking off the effects of that heavy collision earlier on. Rolando keeps coming to the grandstand side through Johnson. This is a great ball there for Swain. And Seth going for the corner is in for Royals.
What a try.
That's a great try.
Brilliant rugby. Execution was perfect. Thought the extra pass from Conor McInerney on the first phase got them going. Jamie Bodman into a bit of space. Andy Muirhead, quite like Noah Lalesio, just putting himself in the game from 15. The right time, and then the little ball to Swain was excellent. And how about the hands from Swain as well? Fine going on the right wing. Stepped off his right foot. Great finish.
Seth going into the side for Lincoln Smith last week. It's a great first touch.
We said it when the scrum happened. We said they just need to get their hands on the ball. And once they did, you've seen that just
really good.
What a unit they are as well, Brett. They really play as a team. The the magician now with his right foot.
Pedro Orlando, leading point scorer in the John Dent Cup this year by some distance. 25 out. He's hit this dead straight. Look at that, straight through the posts, and scores a level after 14 minutes of the qualifying final. We are in for a quality afternoon of rugby, mate.
The difference that having a guy like that can make in days like this. What an absolute just corker of a strike from Pedro Orlando to get his day going. Haven't even said his name yet. Pedro hasn't had much to do. Obviously, Roy's not having possession, but 7-all.
Thompson
great
goes
execution.
Long on the restart. Seth Going has this. Rolando is there for the clearing kick. Won't find touch. Didn't want it to. Wilson has this for Tuggeranong. He's got Isaac Thompson to his right. Goes himself, Dean Wilson, met in midfield there by Rory Scott, the number 8 for Royals. Powell's going to go short side to Swain. He's got Wadigo and Takata with him. Powell steps left, right, through. Can't get an offload. Gets the ball back for Thompson. Royals defence holding up nicely here in midfield. This is Lachlan Lonigan with a good carry. Finds a metre or two past contact. Powell's pass goes to ground. We've got an knock-on advantage to Tuggeranong. Wadigo finds a metre or two on the ground as well. And James Morris says, no, we won't let that go. We'll come back for the Royals knock-on. Joe Powell's pass has been under a bit of pressure. Yeah,
he looks to be just, I wouldn't say trying too much, Joe Powell, but perhaps still trying to make up for that early error.
And Royals would know, and this is not going to be any great rugby revelation, but Royals would know that if you can slow down the supply, then Lalesio Ikitau don't get anywhere near as much space.
Absolutely.
So they've been up on Powell.
Especially when Vikings are a team that look to play fast as well.
Yep. Certainly agree with that. Scrum down to the eastern side of Viking Park, about 35 out from the northern try line. Scrum's gone down though.
Once again, Raw's just not matching up numbers, so that's an interesting way that they seem to be
Royals
defending.
defence is Bodman and Johnson over on the far side. Johnson's actually coming over perhaps to the open side, having a conversation there with Andy Muirhead at the back. Tuggeranong's back line is set out to the grandstand side here. You can see Ikitau and Alessio in midfield there with Isaac Thompson.
It's putting a lot of pressure on Rory Scott, Pedro Orlando.
And Craig McMahon.
And Craig McMahon in midfield to have to cover a lot of ground.
Muirhead's deep at the back though, so he's going to slot in there, make the extra man. Power feeds. Royal scrum holding up very nicely. Look at this. Powell's had to dig this one out. Thompson comes wide. He's got Lalesio on his inside. Goes himself though, Thompson. Brought down just short of the 22. Guzikowski picks up and goes for a metre or two. Powell having to dig again. Can't get the quick ball that he wants. This is Wadigo. Up there with the leading try scorers in the John Dent Cup. This is Vunipola for feet up. Brought down by McMahon. Just inside the 22 though. Powell goes to Wadigo. They go wide now through Lalesio. He's got Andrew Robinson on his inside. Robinson makes it an extra couple of metres up the middle. Ball spilled loose though. And we'll have a Royal scrum. Robinson, I thought he was through.
Yeah,
he was through.
Picked a beautiful line off Noah Lalesio, but you just see Tommy Watego. A couple of really good carries stringing together there. It's just another interesting injection he's given to this Vikings side, coming in as just a pure ball carrier. Yeah. Always looking for work, and as you said, top try scorer, and he played half the season.
Yeah, he was.
A couple of hat tricks in there, I think.
He was third, I think, going into last weekend. I think he had 9 tries.
Might have been 9.
Yeah, pretty sure the leaders were on 10.
I think Seth Going probably would have run away with it had he not missed a bit of time late on.
He's missed a lot of footy this year, hasn't he?
Yeah. Still high up on those lists as he always is.
Interesting to watch him play second grade last week. Seth Going for Royals. He was pretty good, so no hesitation from Wayne Southwell to bring him straight back in.
He's throttled to the floor every time.
Look at this Tuggeranong scrum. Got Royals going backwards at a rate of knots. They've won this against the head. Bounce pass for Lalesio from Powell. Bit of footwork again from Lalesio. Just to set things up again. Swain's gone without it. Takata's had to clean up. Royals bench calling for a knock on. This is Darcy Swain. Runs straight through Seth going there. Max Singer was, I beg your pardon. What can Tuggeranong do here? They go short through Lalesio. He's lost it. Bodman has it. Kicks to the open field on the grandstand side here.
Thompson's got to be on his toes.
Yeah, because Seth Going is motoring on Isaac Thompson's right-hand side. He knows that Isaac Thompson just peels around to the grandstand side, gets a little bit of a kick away, and that's clever play from Isaac Thompson.
Clever play, but net gain for Royals.
Absolutely.
Under the pump. Great defence. Once again, they're definitely tracking that inside ball very well.
Jamie Bodman's vision, it looked like a nothing kick, but all of a sudden you realise there was no one back, no wingers, and Isaac Thompson had plenty of work to do.
Well, again, talk about Seth Going, as we see. Max Singh
is just getting a bit of treatment just on the front of the grandstand. He's got a bit of a gash to the head, evidently. Plenty of blood in his jersey. He's just given the bench the thumbs up. He's all right. So this is Alex Veras coming into the game. Pretty handy bloke to bring off the bench, isn't it?
Royals are a club full of handy blokes to bring off. They don't always have the superstar names, but every guy that seems to wear a blue jersey at first grade is able to do his job and contribute. And yeah, I think while Maxing's getting that treatment, he'll absolutely continue to play to the system that you see. They're such a team, Royals.
Yeah. McInerney throw in on the Tuggeranong 22. They go to the back, taken well there by Hugh Cowan. It goes forward to Hugh Cowan. Rolando now, he's looking for quick ball but can't find it. Goes to McMahon in centre field. This is Bodman, throws a nice pass to Muirhead, who's brought down by Ernest Suavai over there on the far side. We've got advantage there, might have been a high tackle. Rolando has to dig, goes short side for McMahon. Ball spills out through Difford with Dean Wilson. We're going to come back to that high tackle on Muirhead.
Result was good for Royals, but just like to see them maybe play a little bit more direct there before going wide. Going wide very early, trying to push Vikings defence. I think they're probably much more at their best when they play more direct. Get the big runners going forward before finding Muirhead and Johnson.
Yeah.
As they did for the try.
It was almost like when Hugh Cowan took that ball off the top of the line out and managed to find 3 or 4 metres. I think we were quite ready for that. And
well, yeah, he fell the wrong way,
reset.
didn't he?
Yeah, he fell forward and threw a gap as it turned out, and on his feet and kept walking. Attacking line out here for Royals. 5 out.
Mate, with 20 gone, this would be huge for Royals to take a lead in this game, having been under so much pressure.
Von Blankensee takes it at the front. They're straight down into their line-out drive. Tuggeranong trying to spoil. It's peeled off, though. Jack Farrell has this. He's trying to work his way closer to the post. Rolando comes wide to McMahon. Goes to Johnson, who's just sort of disrupted in midfield. Swain can't hold on to the offload. And Tuggeranong has this, and it's a full-arm penalty to Tuggeranong now. High tackle is the call there from James Morris.
Yeah, you hear the call there from Royals. Hold on to the ball. Have to agree. Just so much better when they hold on to the ball and just continue to play direct.
Just playing a little bit too much almost from first phases. No, Lalesio is aiming for us.
You've got to earn your metres against Vikings because they've got 1 to 15 good defenders, a couple of really good guys over the ball there. So you've got to earn your right to go wide and to play footy.
Tuggeranong won't mind this time out. We've got...
See, just as we were focusing on play there, I think it's Ernest Suavai down in backfield with coming off the best, and Max Ravuvu coming onto the field for Vikings.
Yeah, you're right. You can see right in the very back corner over there on the
it's definitely
screen.
Ernest Suavai.
Ernest Suavai is not in a good way. Left
hamstring
ankle,
or knee.
Hamstring maybe.
The obligatory not a doctor.
Yes.
Just in case anyone was wondering.
Thanks for clarifying that. We just needed to do that.
Max Revuvu put in an absolute shift at second grade as well. So
he was great today, wasn't he?
Finished the game with bandages everywhere, did Max Revuvu, having scored one of the tries of the day on this left-hand edge for Vikings second grade in a very good win against the unbeaten Gungahlin second grade side.
46-26. They were leading 21-24 after only about 10 minutes.
Well, it's kind of, certainly in the Premier grades, it's been a day of, underdogs coming away with tight results. Well, not so tight in second grade with Vikings getting away to a big win against Gungahlin, but Royals advancing in Colts as well against the Eagles. So good omens if you're, well, I suppose who is the underdog here, Brett? I assume it's Royals, but not if we're going off this 23 minutes.
We've got Wayne Southwell to our
Even
left.
Stevens.
We've got Nick Scriven to our right, and they both say they are. Seth Going has this from Royals. A great tackle from Joe Powell. Just buries him into touch. And Seth Going is caught in the middle of that Vikings huddle. McInerney and Swain just coming together there, Brumby's teammates. That tackle from Joe Powell. Oh,
he lined him up and he couldn't have picked it any better. A shot from Joe Powell.
Buried him.
You see Royals piling in as well, not wanting to let the energy go all the Vikings' way. Connell McInerney picking out a few of his Brumby's teammates for a bit of treatment, but gee, what a tackle from Joe Powell.
Lachlan Lonigan throws in. Darcy Swain takes it at the back. They drop down the line-out drive. Gerzikowski had it quickly. Lachlan Lonigan peels away from it. Finds a couple of metres. Finds 5 or 6 metres, in fact, Lachlan Lonigan. Great work from the young hooker. What a go off the short pass of Powell. We've got penalty advantage here to Tuggeranong. Powell goes open side to Thompson. Goes short there to Cooper Takata. Powell throws a great ball over the top to Ravalval. Ball's been knocked down by Royals. I've lost count of how many advantages we're playing at the moment. Powell comes open side to Lachlan Lonigan. Held up there by Sione Mao. Brought to ground eventually. Rory Scott there as well. Thompson on the short side. That ball's gone forward. Swain can't carry the intercept.
Just
one forward pass.
Isaac Thompson was feeling himself a little bit there after the no-looker to Cooper Takata, but just pushing that one slightly. Again,
the Tuggeranong supporters on the far side
not happy.
Not happy with that call, but James Morris has got that one absolutely spot on.
Similar feeling to some of the games we've seen between these two sides. It seems to be when one team can just get out of their own way at times, they start to really build the phases. But again, when you've got two really good teams and two really good defensive teams, these things are going to happen.
And these two teams have played in the last 3 qualifying finals. It's incredible, isn't it?
Played last week.
Yeah, well,
they know each other so well.
Played in the grand final obviously last year, but this same game, the last 3 seasons, has seen Tuggeranong and Royals. And Tuggeranong, their scrum has been incredible today. Ball spills out. Johnson's lost that forward. And Tuggeranong won't mind this at all. They'll just scrum all day.
Absolutely. Well, you could see it starting to build. Fair play to Royals. They had been hanging on, but if you're hanging on, eventually it's going to start to creak. And you could see Ryan Kaczewski scrumming very long, just trying to lock out and hold the pressure off, doing his absolute best on that tight head side. But once you get that long leg position, that's just the next step. Is reversed, because once you lift one leg, you're absolutely gone. For Royals on their own ball, they've just got to be thinking hit, go, ball, out. Scrummaging a little bit too long for mine just on their own ball. Again, they're so used to being, one of the more dominant packs in the competition, so I understand, but it's a little adjustment there just to scrum more smartly on your own ball and dig in when you have to then.
7-all in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final between Tuggeranong and Royals here at Viking Park. Powell feeds this for Tuggeranong. Royals scrum holding up nicely this time. James Morris is telling Powell to get this ball out. He goes short there to Robinson, who's taken high there by Craig McMahon. James Morris said it's okay. Isaac Thompson, he's in a bit of space here now. Thompson gets up and goes again. Brought down by McMahon, just on the 22. Powell goes short. It's been intercepted by Jason Swain. He's got no one in front of him, but Lalesio comes across, and so does Joe Powell to bring him down on the 10-metre line. in Tuggeranong territory. Short ball for McMahon from Muirhead. He's picked up and pushed into touch. Great tackle from Albert Wattigo. Jason Swain, he's looking around, just didn't have the support he wanted.
Well, he did the right thing to not even try to beat Noah Alessio for pace on this right-hand edge. Waited for his support to come, did really well. Andy Muirhead just needs to just settle out there and not try to go down the short side, especially when you've got McMahon on your right-hand edge, not Seth Going.
That's it. That wasn't quite the man he wanted there.
Good read from Swain, though.
Was, absolutely. Lonergan throws in, taken by Takata. Thompson goes to Alessio. He's got Ikitau next to him. Doesn't go to his centre partner. Powell is going to go short side, at the back for Thompson. Thompson just puts this up in midfield and says, do your best, Andy Muirhead. He does that, Muirhead. Took it well in the end. Rolando is there for Royals. Connell McInerney dummies to Jack Farrell. And they win the penalty here, Royals.
Yeah, it's cheap there from Vikings because Royals just going through motions there inside their own half, and now a free shot to go down to the other end. Don't mind the option there from Isaac Thompson to put a high ball up though to put Royals under pressure.
Haven't seen that today. Ben Johnson's kick.
Oh, he sliced that.
Oh, he has sliced. He's over clubbed too. He's over clubbed by...
It's like when you hit a dodgy 9-iron.
Yeah, he's hit that about halfway up, hasn't he? There is a bit of breeze behind Royals at the moment.
As it's known to do.
The northern end,
Picks up out of nowhere at times here.
All of a sudden, Ben Johnson's kicked that about 65.
I'll tell you what, it was nearly the greatest mistake because if it had gone to the 5, you back Royals more 5 out, but a let off there.
Absolutely.
For Vikings.
Instead, we have a Tuggeranong scrum just inside Royals territory. We thank our competition partners in 2019, Griffin Legal, the John I. Dent Cup naming rights sponsor. Hahn Superdrive brought you the match of the round every week and will do so throughout this final series as this Tuggeranong scrum is going forward again. Full penalty to them now. It's been an intriguing contest, the scrums, Ryan, because we've seen scrums that both sides just can't move, and yet other times we've seen Tuggeranong just win that initial hit and just go forward at a rate of knots.
I think that what that shows you, Brad, is that Royals are having to do absolutely everything in their power to stop this happening, and if they don't get it absolutely right and Vikings can get a slight shove on the hit, that's what's going to happen all day.
Yeah, exactly
that
right.
Unit of Vafita, Wagner, Lonergan with Swain behind as well. Just that's it.
Yeah.
You see that in Super Rugby potentially, so you're talking about real quality and well drilled as well. This Vikings pack could pay dividends later on in the day.
Certainly could. Certainly could. Lonergan's to throw in on the Royals 22.
Max Singh back onto the park.
Disrupted up front though by Royals. Sione Mao has ended up with it at the back of the Royals line out. Let off there for Royals. Rolando appealing to James Morris. This is McInerney. Eyed off Max Singh on the inside. And Max Singh there in the headband after that earlier gash. Johnson's going to get a kick away. Andrew Robinson is there in his own half. And
couple of forwards in front of him here.
Plenty of space in front of him. Brought down nicely by Max Singh. Powell finds Darcy Swain. Goes at the back to Isaac Thompson. This is Alessio. This is Lenny Ikitau in a little bit of space. He gets past Swain, but he throws the ball to Seth Going. And not Max Rivalvo on his outside. Another missed opportunity for Tuggeranong potentially. Royals now have this through McInerney.
Great communication from McInerney there, just slowing everything down.
Yeah, they can
Good
just
experience
work
from the
their
Royals
way
hooker.
for an exit. Pedro Rolando, that's yours, mate. Rolando was looking for Ben Johnson at the back, but couldn't actually see him. Ben Johnson was effectively on Pedro's blind side.
Again, I'll probably look to take another carry there.
Yeah.
It's a tough kick for the right footer. Not a lot of space, but I have to say Seth Going's defence on the inside track there was excellent. Held his line, knew exactly what he was doing and timed his run as a defensive player onto the ball perfectly. Lenny Katau, so good.
Throws to the front. Thompson goes to Lalesio. Had Watergo on his outside. Brought down nicely in midfield by Max Singh. Guzikowski eyes a little bit of a space. He's brought down by Bodman. Powell keeps going short side. Thompson, this is Ikitau. Finds his way to the 22. Gets an offload away to Dean Wilson. Busts through a tackle or two. He's lost it. Eddie Muirhead has this for Royals now. I'm not quite sure how Dean Wilson managed to lose that, but he's done it. Royals have this ball. It's gone back for Johnson, who just unleashes old school torp. Finds touch down near halfway. How far near halfway?
Quick kick.
About 5 short. Off one step.
Jeez, he's whacked that.
He's using the wind nicely.
Yeah, I don't know. I was going to say, I don't know if that caught some wings on the way through, but I think it was Andy Muirhead who just stripped Wilson Cole down there on that right-hand edge. But you see Ikitau. Can't do that to Ben Johnson easily.
Aren't the two young centres having an impact on this game?
Well, Ikitau's so hard to defend because he uses his step, and then he finds your chest and runs straight over you. Impossible to defend. Such a burgeoning young talent in club rugby and super rugby.
Yeah, exciting future ahead of him, no doubt. Tuggeranong win this. Isaac Thompson busts through a tackle or two. He's brought down the 10-metre line. We've got 7 minutes to play in the first half of the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. Still 7 points all. It's been a cracking first half. Guzikowski with a good carry off the pass of Lalesio. Just inside the 10-metre line here, Tuggeranong. Watergo picks up. Carries 5 metres forward. He's brought down 13 in from touch. Powell goes the open side, goes short to Wagner, who's brought down by Sione Mao. Powell comes back to the short side.
All the numbers are the other way.
That's it, yeah. I'm not sure that's what Tuggeranong wanted from Powell. They're going to go open side now, though, because there's no one on this short side. Lonergan goes at the back to Lalesio. He's well taken in midfield by Farrell. Did get away from him in the end. Powell just organising his runners. Goes to Wagner, who has Takata on his outside. Powell finds Fafita this time. Bumps off the tackle of Rory Scott. Good metres there from Fafita. This is a good ball for Guzikowski. Just edging Tuggeranong closer and closer to this Royals line. Powell can't get quick ball. Finds Lachlan Lonergan now. He's still going, Lonergan. He's still going, Lachlan Lonergan. He's brought down 5 short, but he's being penalised in the end.
Well, as he did when...
What's the call there from James?
I think just from the side. In from the side, as I was just about to say, as we saw when Royals took on Gungahlin a couple of weeks back, refereeing that breakdown very cleanly. There's a number of occasions now, attacking sides just getting punished for coming in the side of the breakdown, allowing the contest to happen. Love to see it.
He's having a good game, James Morris. He's letting the ball flow. Both teams are wanting to play.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a very entertaining 7-all. I have to say, 35 minutes. It's been a very entertaining 7-all.
It's a really good summary. I
thought Luke Guzikowski's influence is just starting to grow. You can just see Vikings just start to tick a little bit more when he's in the game and linking backs and forwards.
He was the man of the match in last week's game between these two sides, and he's having an impact here. Rory Scott's lost that at the front of the line out for Royals. If Tuggeranong got this, they have. Fafita carries down the short side, stays in field. This is Wagner off the short pass of Darcy Swain. Joe Powell's lost that. Joe Powell just had a sneaky little look there, I think.
Well, it's definitely on for Joe Powell. It has been on a number of occasions to snipe and go. Maybe just slightly over-eager there. The Brumbies and Wallabies halfback, but Rules giving Vikings a number of extra opportunities here late in this half. It's hard to say, Brett. I mean, both sides could probably say that they should be in front, but
they haven't quite done enough to be in front, have they?
It seems to be the last pass at times, but Vikings with that scrum particularly and the way Thompson and Alessio are controlling the game, certainly for mine looking the more dangerous side. But Royals, it's so hard to beat. So, and I think that they'd reply and say, "Well, we've had our chances and not taken them too." So,
we've got both coaches up here on the camera deck here at Viking Park. Wayne Southwell has just gone down to ground level just before half time. Nick Scrivener's still up here, keeping an eye on his Tuggeranong side, who are defending stoutly at the moment. Royals just can't get too far away from their 22 at the moment. Rolando's there. It finds Cowan. It's a little short ball to Max Singh. The Tuggeranong supporters might have been a touch forward. Rolando finds McMahon there on the open side.
Not the area to be playing rugby in.
And there's a penalty there as Angus Wagner pulls the ball out. Penalty to Royals. In from the side again.
I wonder, did he just think that ball was out, maybe?
Yeah, he might have done. Cooper Takata was the player penalised. And this seems to be, at the moment, Ryan, the only way Royals are actually getting out of their 22 at the moment.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of
penalties.
Some free exits.
That's it. Johnson's touch finder is a ripper again. He's just peeled off 40 metres comfortably. He definitely pulled the club back, though. He's learned his lesson from his last kick from that area.
He's still shaking his head. I think he's still thinking about the one before, to be honest. Yes. So why couldn't I have done that last time?
Did I just kick that 65 metres? McInerney finds Von Blankensee. McMahon comes out the back to Bodman, who goes wide to Muirhead. He's got Johnson on his inside, going on his outside. He's still going, Andy Muirhead. Rolando has this now. Cowan throws a pass at the back behind Craig McMahon. Rory Scott has to pick up and clean up. Rolando snipes back to the grandstand side. Samuel Von Blankensee was just flat foot there. Johnson has a bit of a look at the line. Finds another metre or two. Rolando goes to McInerney on the open side. McMahon is there at the back. Sione Mao has lost that in a great tackle from Luke Gerzakowski. And listen to the Vikings supporters.
Just targeted the ball, Gerzakowski.
Yeah.
Clean hit. Sione Mao probably caught offside slightly, but Royals just need to up the pace slightly.
Yeah.
I like them. I like the slow build and not overplaying. But if you're going to carry direct, you've got to get up and, hammer onto that ball with those big runners.
That's probably been the one difference between the sides, I think today. When Tuggeranong get within about, say, 30, 35 out, they just put the foot down a bit. They find
100%.
that extra gear and keep going. Power starts getting quick ball.
And I think that's...
Royals just haven't been able to do that.
That puts great words to kind of what I meant by what... It's evenly matched, but you can just tell there's a slight bit of extra venom in the way the Vikings attack.
Yeah.
But that can change. That can change. We've seen Royals, when they get it right, it's still very tough to defend. So
inside the last minute of the Hahn Superdry qualifying final, 7-all still here at Viking Park. Powell feeds. Good scrum from Royals. Tuggeranong can't get going forward. They switch sides. This is Alessio. Finds Icky Tau. Gets past Swain again and a good ball to Rivalvo on the outside. Gets past Swain. Throws a good ball inside. But Rory Scott's there for Royals and he comes away. And to the open side he finds Johnson, who gets a kick off the outside of his left foot.
We'll have time here too.
We will have time there. I think Johnson was just sort of caught between thoughts there. He wanted to run and then suddenly decided the kick was the go, and then he had to actually change feet.
He opposite legged it.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
Half-time hooter goes below us here in the Viking Park grandstand, but we will have time for this line out.
If I was Vikings, I'd be getting the ball in Len Ikitau's hands every chance I get.
Like right now, they don't go to Ikitau, they go to Andrew Robinson, though, who gets through a gap. He's still going here, Robinson. Muirhead trying to rip that ball out. And there it is, Jack Farrell all over the loose ball. Do they take the three?
Have to.
You'd think.
Have to take three here.
Yeah, Isaac Thompson is there, just taking control of the matter. Points to the posts. With halftime already, the bell already having sounded, it's the logical decision.
That was funny. You could tell the Vikings coaches staff were just watching eagerly as the conversation was happening, and I think someone pointed to the corner and they just said, no points.
Yeah. We know you boys want to play, but let's just think about things here a bit, shall we? So Noel Alessio will have a shot for 3 points from right in front on half-time.
Given everything that's happened, probably a fair reflection for both sides, I think, Brett.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think Royals they'll be annoyed to have given Tuggeranong a lead going into half-time.
Absolutely. I think what they'll be annoyed about is that they stopped the flow when Vikings were really hammering, but kind of let them back into the game when there wasn't much on. Just see Lalesio make no mistake.
Yeah, no problems there. So that is half-time in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. Tuggeranong 10, leading the Canberra Royals 7, sorry. I've just written 10-3 down on my notepad too, so my apologies there. 10-7 is the score here at half-time. It's been an absolutely intriguing qualifying final. And so we're back here tomorrow, Ryan, for the elimination final between Gungahlin and Uni North. And if that's half a game, as good a game as this, we're in for a treat tomorrow. What are you expecting tomorrow?
I've no idea. Honestly.
Thanks.
But what I mean by that is that it's all about which Gungahlin turns up for me. The Gungahlin that turned up against East and seems to have lost some of their way in this latter part of the season, it's going to be a really hot contest if that one turns up. But if the Gungahlin that's beaten Vikings twice, that's shown themselves to be an unstoppable force on their day, shows up, it's going to be a really tough day for Uni. I think it's going to be abrasive. I think it's going to be, I think the referee's going to have his work cut out for him. I think there's going to be needle. I think there's going to be tempers flaring all day long. And I think the big difference to me is if Ire Simone can influence the game as he has done in an L shirt when he's played.
Because he's made a huge difference for them last month, hasn't he?
He's a guy like that is the difference between a side that's full of workers and guys who will try hard. And that putting a guy like that into the middle of all of that changes everything. So if his influence is as much as I think it will be, it's going to be really tight. It's going to be really tight.
It is going to be really tight. There won't be a lot between the sides. I like Gungahlin's midfield. I think that combination with Walker and his centres has been really strong this year. We've got some really good ball carriers in the back row as well.
Losing Tamati Iwan is probably the one thing where of course they do, but losing a guy like that's so tough. He's been so important to everything they do at times. Gungahlin, him,
because he just carries goalpost to goalpost so well.
Yeah, I think as well he seems to really influence the energy of Gungahlin when he lifts things, as they did when Gungahlin took on ours at Nichols and Close. He was the difference on the day. When they needed a try right at the end, it was Tamati Iwani who stepped up and scored the match winner. So not having him out there is going to be tough. But sometimes, Brett, the thing called the Ewing theory in America, where you take a guy out of a side who brings so much attention and energy, sometimes it can just lift the whole side. So maybe, if you're playing with a guy like Tamati Iwani, you look inside, you say, no, you take a T, you're the one who's going to be the carrier. But sometimes it's actually better when you take someone who's of so much influence out of a side that everyone lifts and they take on the roles.
It forces them.
That's what I'm saying. Absolutely, So it's going to be about whether, like it always is, mate, to be honest, and we've seen it here today, it's whichever team holds their nerve, takes their chances.
We should mention last night was the Brumbies Awards dinner at the Rex Hotel, top night that it was, and a bit of history was made, Ryan, with Alan Alatai taking the Brett Robinson medal.
FRU.
One for the front rowers.
FRU. Well, front row union has been awarded once. Stephen Moore did win it a couple of years back, but first prop ever to win the Brett Robinson, and I think that is a fair reflection of what a just remarkable season Alan Alatai had in Brumbies colours.
I said to Alan last night that it was an unheralded season from him in many ways, because Rory Arnold was getting a lot of the headlines. Christian Leofano was obviously getting a lot of the headlines, and all deserved, absolutely. But for me, it was always going to be a battle between those three for the medal. And so,
it was interesting you called it. You definitely called it. But I think, look, on balance, like the Brumbies had 47 scrum penalties. The next closest in Super Rugby was 18. And a lot of that. Now they do have the two, arguably the two best loose heads in the world in the side too, but a lot of that comes from Alan.
Absolutely.
And I think that's
the anchor all year.
The anchor all year. And then his defensive work is just...
His ball carrying has been really good this year.
Ball carrying's ridiculous. Like his link play for a tight end prop, he gives you that point of difference that I don't think anyone... Maybe bar a couple in World Rugby give you.
That's it. The rest of the winners last night, Taylor Stanford took out the Helen Taylor Super W Player of the Year. Christian Liliafano won the Spirit of Rugby award, which has now been renamed in his honour. It will be the Christian Liliafano Spirit of Rugby going forward. Brooke Gilroy was the most outstanding Super W player. Jerome Brown took out the Sean Mackay Most Outstanding Young Talent award. Georgia O'Neill and Christian Liliafano won the Supporters' Choice Awards. Former West coach, now I have to say, Craig Roberts.
Sounds weird.
It does sound weird, doesn't it? He won the Gary Quinn Live and Service to Rugby Award, and that is absolutely well-deserved. Congratulations to you, Robbo. Tavita Kurandrani was the Brumbies' best back. Rory Arnold was the best forward, and Andy Muirhead won the Community Engagement Award as well. And Noel Alessio was the best and fairest player for the under-20s as well. So congrats to all the winners.
No arguments down the board there, I don't think.
No, I would have to agree with that.
Taylor Stanford was absolutely outstanding in Super W.
She had an outstanding season, didn't she?
Yeah.
And so we're just about ready to go here again in the second half of the Hahn Superdry qualifying final.
Just keep an eye on
This is interesting, isn't it? So Tuggeranong are ready there in midfield. If we can just maybe peel up to our left here, we can see Royals are just coming out of their huddle. Wayne Southwell just kept them for a little bit longer. They stayed together as a group.
Interesting to see that.
I'd love to know what Wayne Southwell told his team.
How about this, Brett? Ben Johnson off the park.
Yeah, he is too. I saw the Royals manager coming down to the fourth officials in front of us saying there is going to be a change, and Lincoln Smith in 23 has come onto the left wing for Ben Johnson. It might have been that last kick, because I just noticed that BJ just sort of peeled away and just wasn't comfortable. There was just something wasn't right there.
He's not moving very sharp, but
yeah,
we might have to find out from Wayne Southwell later on what the thinking there was.
Absolutely. So we're underway again. Max Singh is the man with the headband and the numberless jumper. It was a blood decision replacement early on in the first half. But Royals win an early penalty. It's against Takata, I think, coming in from the side.
Yeah, once again.
And now Darcy Swain just holding his left arm there. Just might have copped him a shot. He got strapping around that right elbow, Darcy Swain.
Once again, though, 3 metres for Royals right off the kickoff.
That's it. Now, without Ben Johnson, though, and into the wind, that touch finder hasn't quite gone as well as they had hoped.
Could be a massive...
This could be, a massive thing for Royals. Rory Scott takes at the front. They peel away through McMahon. He goes short to Jack Farrell, who's smashed in centre field by Cooper Takata. It's an absolutely ripping tackle, and Jack Farrell is still down for Royals. Listen to the Viking crowd on the far side. Muirhead comes away, gets the ball away to Seth Going, who kicks ahead. Dean Wilson is there with plenty of time, though, for Tuggeranong. Jack Farrell's still down. Ryan, keep an eye on him. Royals defending without one of their back rowers at the moment as Tuggeranong try and come away from their 22. Alessio and Thompson back there for a clearing kick if need be. Powell's looking at either of them. Kicks himself from the back of the ruck. Muirhead has plenty of space. Max Revalval's on him quickly. Muirhead does peel away from that. And we might have a stoppage in play here, I think. Yeah, James Morris says we better just have a look at things here.
Yeah, you see Viking staff coming onto the field. Once you start seeing that, might be a little bit more of a serious problem. You see Darcy Swain coming over to check on Jack Farrell.
See what we can pick up here from James Morris. He hasn't moved from that position. Jack Farrell was absolutely barreled by Cooper Takata.
Okay.
And I think we might be calling for a stretcher of the Medicab. Yeah, the Medicab coming on.
Again,
from the bottom corner.
I'm happy to see a lot of care taken here because he couldn't have been hit any higher in that midsection there.
Certainly not in a good way was Jack Farrell. He's on his feet, though, now, which is a good sign.
James, we're subbing this player.
I wonder whether they're just checking for any sort of
20 just rocked on.
Okay, so number 20
whiplash
there
or
coming
anything.
on. Alex Veras back on for Jack Farrell. That's a substitution, so it's not a HIA. Jack Farrell is coming off of his own volition, though, which is more than we could have said 2 minutes ago. Jack Farrell. He actually looks a little bit annoyed, doesn't he, to be coming off?
I wonder, has he been forced off here?
Yeah, well, we heard
Maybe rightly.
we heard the word substitution used there.
He probably just wanted another chance to get back out and maybe get a bit of retribution because he was absolutely whacked.
He's still having a conversation with the Royals bench down here. He's not pleased about it at all, Jack Farrell.
No, he's not. Continues to plead his case here, I think,
Yeah.
but sense probably
That
prevailing there.
that horse has bolted, I'm afraid, Jack. Orlando feeds here for Royals on the halfway line. Finds Seth Going, who's run in from the right wing, just into Tuggeranong territory here now. Orlando pleading for a penalty, doesn't get one. Cowan has to carry forward. He's been held up, though,
Done well.
by Gersakowski and Darcy Swain. Sione Mao has Connell McInerney pushing him from behind. It's like a kid pushing a truck in the sandpit, wasn't it?
Who's
McMahon
using
goes
who there?
short to Rory Scott, who's taken down by Wagner in a good tackle. Ball spills out for Bodman. Rolando shaped to kick, but Morris is in his way. Has to pass it back to Muirhead, who finds a few metres. This is Max Singh, brought down about 20 in from touch on the eastern side of Viking Park. 10-7, Tuggeranong leading Royals in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. Royals working their way into attack. Ball's gone behind Jason Swain. Tuggeranong get a kick on this. McMahon has to go back and clean up. Right, Tuggeranong trying to drive over the top here. Rolando has done well to get his hand on the ball. Again, Rolando just wanting to go where James Morris is standing, unfortunately. Tuggeranong have made ground through their defence. Rolando cannot get this ball out cleanly. Von Blankensee carries strongly, but he's lost a metre or two. Royals have here. Rolando finds McInerney, who's flat and steady, and he's just buried in the ground there by Darcy Swain. And he's penalised too now, Connell McInerney. This feels like a momentum shift, mate.
Absolutely. I think Royals completely invited that on. Too slow in the carry, off a standing start, giving Vikings defenders a chance to target that ball. And eventually it came. Pointing to the sticks.
It's not a bad decision. 35 to play in the second half. Just had a quick word with Wayne Southwell as he's made his way back up here to the coach's position up on top of the roof here at Viking Park. Ben Johnson's a rib complaint.
Right.
That's what's forced him out of the game. So
Massive loss.
yeah, could well be. I've already felt the impact of that, losing their main touch finding kicker. But this really feels like a bit of a momentum shift at the moment. Alessio to have a shot at goal.
Well, Royals kind of looked out on their feet there as they were carrying as well.
They did, yeah. So Alessio's shot is from about 35 out. He's going to be 20 in from touch, right-hand side of the uprights, kicking to the southern end of Viking Park. Alessio, ball in the shadows. Hits this well. Does he hit it straight? He does. Flags are up. 13-7 now. Tuggeranong lead after 5 minutes of the second half.
It just makes the next score so important now, Brett.
Yeah.
With that 6-point lead, the next score becomes so crucial. Great strike from Noel Alessio. works on that tirelessly, does he? No, Lalesio trying to add that string to his bow.
Yeah, becoming a very, very handy player. And this has been a great carry in the end there from Andrew Robinson. He's got help downfield by the Royals defenders. Thompson gets a kick in low into the shadows of the grandstand here at Viking Park. He finds touch about 12 metres inside Royals territory. And it just sort of feels like the Tuggeranong game management machine is just working into this game now.
It's interesting. You lose Ben Johnson. What you lose, apart from the player, is the voice and just the direction. I think guys like Andy Muirhead have really got to step up now.
That's right. Taken well at the top by Von Blankensee. Royals, this is Lincoln Smith in midfield. Replacement for Ben Johnson at half-time. Rory Scott with a good carry. The Royals number 8 finds 5 metres after contact as well. Quicker ball now for Rolando and McMahon. Jason Swain brought down 15 in from touch on the eastern side. McInerney is flat-footed. His forward runners went without it. Rory Scott had to clean up. He's pushed backwards a few metres as well. They've lost about 5 or 6 metres in the end. Rolando says, let's just get out of here some way. And it's a good little touch finder over on the far side there, Ryan.
Absolutely remarkable from Pedro Orlando. Didn't even have a chance to look. The halfback and just swiveled. Found the only bit of territory he could do as well. That's a massive kick because everything was just going the wrong direction for Royals. Expect that maybe to be a feature if they can just get a message on for Orlando to plug corners like that.
Yeah, could well be a useful feature. Thompson now trying to take advantage of this breeze behind his back, and it's a good touch finder as well. They go quickly though, does Seth Going and Andy Muirhead. Muirhead gets a kick back down. Ball just spins up in the end like a pitching wedge. Dean Wilson finds touch. Muirhead is going to go quick again. McMahon is there. Dean Wilson has come through on the kick chase. Royals have to reset. Rolando goes for the midfield bomb. Look at the wind, hold that up. Great take there by Jamie Bodman. Royals still have this through Lincoln Smith, who's now in the Tuggeranong half. Rolando goes short side to McMahon, who goes short to Jason Swain. That's a great tackle from Len Ikitau. Jason Swain just gives him a little bit of a pat in the back.
Yeah,
and I think Jason Swain's actually giving him a pat on the back to say, yeah, that's just a really good tackle. Len Ikitau actually thought he was
having a go.
Patting him on the head, Yeah, it was delivered with good intentions, I'm quite sure, that pat in the head.
Beautiful hands from McMahon down this left-hand side.
Yeah.
Len Ikitau too quick.
Jason Swain's going to be an important player in that back line now for Royals. Lonigan throws in, taken well there by Jamie Field. And again, this Tuggeranong line-out drive working well for them, but so is the Royals' defence of it. Stops it in its tracks. Lonigan has to peel away. He's brought down 12 in from touch, just inside the 10-metre line. You can see northern end of Viking Park. Gerzikowski has to step off his left before he's brought down just short of the 10-metre line. Powell is going to box kick. Gets this ball up high. Lincoln Smith has to adjust. Ooh, the ball nearly spilled out too. Finds Muirhead in centre field. He finds Bodman, who steps off his left. He's still going here, Bodman. Muirhead swings around the back, gets an offload away to Jason Swain, who's going to be brought down on the halfway line. McInerney finds his runners this time. Von Blankensee in midfield. Finds a metre or two after contact, but he's lost the ball now. Gerzikowski has this for Tuggeranong. He can't get an offload away. Tuggeranong switching back on. Royals have got this. Get a kick back downfield to Dean Wilson. What's he want to do here now? Yeah, he spotted that, Dean Wilson, and he's just going to kick for the open space. Ball doesn't... Oh, Dean Wilson nearly got the bounce of the ball. This game has gone quick all of a sudden now, and that ball from Lincoln Smith back to Bodman was forward, and Jamie Bodman gave it up.
Royals have lost a little bit of shape here at times in the second half. Plenty of really good work, and I like the decision to get down into the right areas of the field is absolutely correct. Just overplaying at times. We see Ryan Lonigan come onto the park for this half hour. Not a bad replacement to bring on with half an hour to go.
Pretty handy bloke to replace your halfback with, isn't it?
Well, we'll always have that hit from Joe Powell. My word.
Oh, wasn't that worth it? Worth the price of admission today at Viking Park. I wonder how Joe Powell would rate his game today. I'm not 100% sure that he's actually had a great time of it.
No, it's hard for me to criticise anyone of Joe Pale's calibre, but I think, yeah, absolutely. I think there'd be moments that he definitely want back, and it almost seemed, from up here at least, that he was always trying to make up for that error.
Yeah.
About 5 minutes into the game.
It's a good scrum here from Royals, and they win the penalty in the end. Great work from the blue bagger forwards.
Well, we said, Brad, when they get it right, and if Vikings don't get it right, they're so strong in that loose head side with Sione Mao. On that occasion, the big fella just got a bit of Wagner's chest, went straight through. Great scrum from Royals.
Orlando's touch finder.
They'll take that personally, Vikings, because they've been dominant all day.
Has found touch. 15 inside the Tuggeranong half. McInerney will step up with a line-out throw.
They just need a little bit of direction. It's a 6-point game. There's so much football to play.
Yep.
Need to get back into the things. When they had the ball in the first half, they were so organised and playing as that unit we talked about. Great line out.
Taken at the back nicely. Orlando unleashes the midfield, swigs around the back. McMahon has this, finds the ball over the top to Seth Going in a bit of space. Tackled beautifully by Dean Wilson over there on the far side. Muirhead got a little short ball though. They're inside the 22 here now, Royals. Orlando looking for quick ball. We can't find it. They have to go deep here now, Royals. The forwards have got this in midfield. That's a carry from Ryan Kotluski in midfield. Orlando has a little snipe himself, finds Bodman, who finds Seth Going, bumps off the tackle of Dean Wilson and goes to ground. Orlando goes short side. This is Lincoln Smith aiming for that northeastern corner here at Viking Park. McInerney scored from this sort of spot last week. Did the Royals hooker. Great carry here from Andy Muirhead. He's brought down only a metre or two short. Royals deep on attack. Down by 6 in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. Sione Mao with his front row partners behind him. They come wide through McMahon now. Bodman has it. Goes over the top of Rory Scott. Jason Swain has it. Holds the ball up for Bodman. He's tackled high by Andrew Robinson. We've got penalty advantage here now. Royals keep going. McMahon goes over the top. McMahon scored a try for Royals. It's NFL style from Craig McMahon. But that is an important score in the Hunt Superdry qualifying final.
What a try. Talk about NFL, shades of John Elway. The old man putting his body on the line.
Great work.
Just jumped over it. What a finish. But how about Jason Swain? He was begging his own body not to throw the pass, just had to hold on.
It was a great ball from McMahon to put Swain outside the defender. Yeah, and Rory Scott did well after being cut out to just loop around the outside for the support. Swain couldn't get the ball away in the end.
I'll be honest, mate, I thought they butchered it because it was all moving the right way. Went wide early. Took a bit of inspiration from the Premiership captain.
So Orlando's conversion from the sideline could give Royals the lead with 25 minutes to play. Hits it well. It fades nicely straight between the posts. Flags are up. Royals 14 lead Tuggeranong 7. It's the Royals 14 lead Tuggeranong 13 in the qualifying final, and this is game on again.
Well, it was Jamie Bodman who changed the game there, Brett.
Yeah.
Just going wide a little bit early, Royals, and Bodman took a beautiful line off Orlando in midfield, and that just switched everything for Royals.
And they found the gear. They upped the intensity and got going.
Well, I think that's what suits them. When they play direct and they just find those little holes. So dangerous. Great finish. Game on.
Thompson gets us underway again. 24:40 on the clock to go. Swain takes it, loses it backwards. Royals clean up behind him, though. McMahon comes wide. This is Bodman. Muirhead is injecting himself more in this game. Gets a little offload away to Lincoln Smith, but it comes off Smith's shoulder and into touch.
He can throw that offload so unconventionally, Muirhead, at times. I think he caught Smith just unaware there.
Well, Lincoln Smith was looking for it and then suddenly wasn't, and that was the moment that Andy Muirhead threw it.
As I say, he doesn't throw the offload. He kind of just let it go off his chest.
Yep. Lonergan throws in short line out. Deco sent for his brother Ryan. Lalesio has this in midfield for Tuggeranong. Brought down inside the 10-metre line for Feeta. Runs into his loose head opposite number. Ball spills out the back. Wagner picks up, finds Lachlan Lonigan. Royals try to hold him up. Ryan Lonigan there in 24. Great short ball from Watago there to Takada. Ball came off a Royals player's leg, went back to Andy Muirhead, who gets a kick downfield. Dean Wilson backtracks and loses the ball forward in the end. And suddenly the Royal supporters have found their voice.
That's so unfortunate for Dean Wilson. He's been absolutely excellent all year. You can't help though sometimes. Might have even just caught his eyes there. Backpedaling, lost his footwork.
It was backpedaling and just maybe didn't quite realise how much the wind was holding that ball up.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It's a fair point, and I think we saw that ball hold up earlier on when Bodman took that great Gary Owen down. But
so that'll be into the memory bank of Pedro Orlando, you reckon?
I think so, and you know, it's just little moments like that.
Well, I was just going to say, just as only 7 or 8 minutes ago I said this feels like a momentum swing.
Absolutely.
This is another one.
Got to get this scrum right.
It's been going well for them at times, Royals. It's been a fascinating game, this one. It's been absolutely fascinating.
See Mao.
Rolando feeds. Tuggeranong scrum is really good, though. Rolando's got to get this out. Tuggeranong wheel around, and Tuggeranong win the scrum.
You could tell from the minute that Sione Mao was...
Look at them get around.
Yeah.
Angus Wagner there. Great work from the Tuggeranong tight head.
You could tell from the moment he set up there, Sione Mao just didn't get his wires quite right there, and then Wagner smelled blood, went straight in. Great scrum from Vikings.
Ryan Lonigan will look for touch on the western side here of Viking Park. It's a good kick. It's going to find touch. About 30 out from the Royals line.
Like that from Connell McInerney. Just having a quick word to Sione Mao. Just telling him you've been doing the right things. Just go forward. Really good, leadership there from Connell McInerney. Obviously played in some big-time games. The Royals hooker.
Shadows getting longer here at Viking Park. Lights are on. Just over 21 minutes to play here in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. Royals leading by 1. Tuggeranong have this straight down into their line-out drive. They've done well. Jamie Field urging his forwards to get behind him and bring this ball forward. They're just shuffling infield a little bit. Royals' defence of it has been good so far. Going forward still here, though, Tuggeranong. Lachlan Lonigan has it at the back. Ryan Lonigan is there. Gerzakowski is at the back there now. He's got it. Ryan Lonigan peels the ball out. Thompson has this. Goes wide to Andrew Robinson, who gets an offload away to Ryan Lonigan. Dean Wilson has this. Steps of his left. Accelerates into contact. Loses the ball, though, and loses it forward. And the plot thickens. Just another little twist.
Absolutely. Another massive stand there from the Royals' back line. In particular, Swain's so tough to beat.
Yeah.
So tough to beat. He's always in constant communication inside and out. I think Royals been excellent all day in that area.
Yeah, his communication in those outside channels in defence is
fantastic.
Extraordinary, isn't it?
We always like to see a 13, constantly busy with his footwork. He never gets caught flat-footed, always using his feet, and then great in the tackle as well.
So we've got Jamie Bodman down getting attention. Max Singh is just getting some running repairs to that head strapping of his. I wonder if that gash is maybe causing him trouble again. Now, Jamie Bodman is going to get the Max Singh headband. Royals trainers working overtime here this afternoon.
Just funny. I was talking to them pre-game.
We've got synchronised head taping going on here.
They said to me, "Oh, can we get a shout out on the commentary?" I was like, "Oh, you got to do something if you're going to get a shout." But here you go. Well, shout out.
There you go.
Meg and Joey, great work there from the Royals physio department.
We can tick that box.
But this one, I don't think this will bother Royals too much, Brett. Just another little chance for everyone to get a breath. A couple of tired bodies out there having to do a lot of work in defence. For Vikings, every time there seems to be a little bit of momentum, it just breaks down.
Yeah. Jamie Bodman and Max Singh look like identical twins now. Jamie Bodman, dead set, has a roll of tape on his head. There is nothing left on that roll.
Such an interesting player, Bodman, because
we were saying it last week.
Hard as nails.
There's not much to him. He doesn't look like the ball running, bollocking inside centre that he is sometimes.
Made of weird stuff.
Yeah.
Hard as nails, Jamie Bodman, and he stepped up. We talked about someone had to step up, and he has at times stepping into first receiver in the absence of Ben Johnson. See Vikings going early, trying to get the shove on early.
Orlando feeds. Balls at the back for him. Seth Going takes it off on the inside channel there. Orlando just organising his forward runners again. You look for the box kick though. He's got the screen in place. Kicks over the top. Goes straight down the throat of Max Revalval though. Singh has him. No, he doesn't anymore. He's still going here, Max Revalval. That's a great tackle and he's into touch over there. Pedro Orlando. Great tackle.
Well, he just ran out of luck there. Max Revalval beat 1, beat 2. Couldn't meet the touchline in the end.
Might have used his luck in the first two.
Yeah, absolutely.
The first two tackles. Go quick here, Royals. From Blankensee has this. Rolando under the pressure of Luke Gerzakowski. Too quick is right. Royals having to work for this. They've got no scrum half all of a sudden.
There's no need for Royals to go too quick there at the line. They need to be the ones settling things.
They can set the pace now. Leading by 1 with 20 and a half minutes to play in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. It's been a fascinating, intriguing, plot-twisting game, this one. Ball, that Pedro Orlando box kick has ricocheted off a Tuggeranong player. Royals got it back. They kicked downfield. Revalvo thought that ball was going out over his head. Winders kept it in. Tuggeranong come away through Dean Wilson. He eyes off that little bit of space just in front of the 22 again, and that is a really nice little kick from Dean Wilson.
Keeping one up in the wind there, just let that flow, didn't he? He didn't really catch it, but
just let it
run down, See.
Very, very similar to the Isaac Thompson kick from a similar position. Yeah.
See Joel Penders about to enter the fray.
Yep, getting ready to come on down here. Joel Penders.
I'd imagine that's probably for Sione Mao. Since coming back to the club, Joel Penders showed his versatility across the front row.
He's played in all three positions in the front row this year, I'm pretty sure, Joel Penders. They go wide through Bodman, who gets a kick away. Just holding up again in the wind. Revalval just adjusts under it. He comes away towards the grandstand side, gets through the first tackle though. Ryan Lonigan has this. Field goes at the back to Lalesio. Fafita throws a nice ball to Andrew Robinson, who gets an offload away to no one. Field, Gerzakowski goes without it. Lincoln Scott gets a boot on this and goes forward.
Whistle out gone.
Yeah, Royals hoping for the advantage there. We've got time off.
Tell you what,
Joel Penders is coming on. It is indeed for Sione Mao.
Well, Sione Mao did a cracking job there because he had a one-on-one situation with Andrew Robinson, clearly on his last legs, and he did so well to contain him. Geez, Lincoln Smith would not have been caught there. He was gone.
No. And I think that's just a little bit of advantage that Royals were hoping for. $18 and a half to go in the qualifying final.
Seems like the things that Vikings were doing really well in the first half, Royals are now just containing slightly better. Have to say, a lot of credit goes down to Swain again, just in that 13 channel, just cracking work out there.
Orlando feeds 6 to 7 metres in from touch. Front rows go down, balls out. McMahon has this. Lincoln Smith on his outside hip finds another metre or two post contact. Ryan Lonigan peels away with it though for Tuggeranong. Isaac Thompson has it, has to pirouette, finds Lachlan Lonigan, who finds a couple of metres, brought down by Rory Scott. 15 in from touch, about 35 out here, Tuggeranong. To Carter with a good carry in midfield. Ryan Lonigan goes quick. Lalesio finds Thompson, finds Ikitau, who bumps off the tackle of Swain. He's still going over there, Ikitau, just short of the 22, and he's lost it. He's just lost it again in the contact. The Royals' defence.
Royals' defence just seems to be a little bit of the story of the day at times for Vikings. Just little knock-ons in contact. just unlucky ones as well, where just getting the wires crossed at times.
And I said that Ikitau had got past Jason Swain, but Swain's second effort to get back on the tackle and just force the ball loose.
He was so active in the first half, Ikitau. He was really the star of the show, and he's been
I was
quiet.
thinking that before. Ikitau and Lalesio have been a little bit quiet since half time, and that speaks for
Royals,
the
I
job
think,
that Bodman
absolutely.
and Swain have done since the break.
But then, on the flip side, with time still left on the clock, you think there's probably going to be another couple of moments in those two. So,
absolutely.
No matter what the score is here, I think you cannot downplay the fact that Vikings still will have a purple patch here.
Yep. We've got a job on our hands, 2 in 16 and a half minutes, mate, to come up with the mean of the match, and that is not going to be easy today. Great inside ball to Seth, going in a bit of space here now. Desperate tackle from Ryan Lonergan brings him to ground. Rolando goes quick. McMahon comes grandstand side. Muirhead has this. He's brought down beautifully by Ikitau. Robinson's on this for Tuggeranong, but the ball's there for Rolando. Connell McInerney has it. Gets through the tackle of Jamie Field. Brought down on the 10-metre line. 17 from touch. Penders goes at the back. Bodman has to go to ground to take this. Swain throws a dummy, but then does go to Rory Scott. Scott does well to find another metre or two there too. Just brought down short of halfway. They've lost a bit of ground here, Royals. McMahon comes wide to Bodman. Muirhead, what can he do? He can accelerate through space here. Muirhead. He's got Lincoln Smith on his inside now. Can't find him. Gets the ball back. Royals still have this.
Wow, what defence from Dean Wilson there.
Rolando finds Cowan. Doesn't go to McInerney, which was a good decision in the end. Rolando goes to Jason Swain wide. Rory Scott out wide. He gets past the first tackle of Takata. Swain has this again. Brought down on top of Rory Scott there.
They just need to settle it now, Royals.
They do. McInerney has this. He comes out to McMahon. Bodman bumps off the tackle of Ikitau. It goes again. Brought down just short, just inside the 22 now. Great carry there. Kotluski. Rolando switches sides, come back toward the grandstand. Cowan bumps off the tackle of Jamie Field. McMahon now for Royals. Goes back to Rolando. Ball goes over the top. And now Tuggeranong have this. And we've got a little knock on. That feels like a lost opportunity.
Absolutely. Just felt like they slightly ran out of ideas just as it was coming through the phases there. I wouldn't have minded them even just having a crack at a drop goal there.
Yeah.
With, not many options in the midfield.
Rolando wasn't expecting that ball back from McMahon.
No, I don't think so. Absolutely not.
A couple of replacements coming on here now.
So Isaac Thompson's day's done.
Yeah, that's Trey Henderson in 21.
Yeah, that's Trey Henderson into the centres. Noah Lalesio probably shift into 10, I imagine.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. So Trey Henderson there in midfield in the headgear. Noah Lalesio into first receiver. Isaac Thompson's had a serviceable day.
Absolutely. I think, particularly in the first half, I love the way him and Noah Lalesio were combining. I don't mind this for Vikings now, giving Noah Lalesio the reins for these last 15 minutes, telling go and win the game, get your hands on the ball, go and win the game for us.
And it actually feels like Lalesio's been the dominant playmaker.
Yeah,
for Tuggeranong in this
game. At times, absolutely.
Yeah.
And with Henderson outside him, it just gives him a little outlet to, instead of a second playmaker outside,
a bigger ball
body.
carrier. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
And then that will ultimately probably free up Lenny Katau and Dean Wilson on the outside edges. So different look now for Vikings, for Royals to deal with. Interesting to see. Bobbin's been defending at first receiver all day.
So we've got that slightly unbalanced matchup again from Royals in defence with their backs.
They really trust Pedro Rolando on that inside track, as you see. And Rolando starting to back up.
Yeah, he just backs off there now. Scrum is good from Royals. Jamie Field has to pull this out. Does so. He's brought down. Good tackle there by Max Singh.
Mate, Max Singh's one of my favourite players in this competition.
He's been so good today. Ryan Lonergan shaping up for a box kick. Gets the ball up in the air. Muirhead has plenty of time on this. Lincoln Smith's on his outside. Muirhead Gets past Wadigo. Does go to Lincoln Smith. Ball goes out the back. They've lost more ground here.
Yeah, fair call there. Referee just slightly got in the way.
Oh, ball came off James Morrick. Yeah, right. That explains why the ball went a long way backwards all of a sudden.
So what the difference Joel Penders has made since he's come on here at Loosehead for Royals. He seems to have...
Just slightly more mobile than Sione Mao.
Well, definitely, but I think as well at scrum time he's just added a little bit of experience there, not trying to overplay his hand.
Okay, so...
Connell McInerney into the back row.
That's what I was just going to say. So Suta Tai in 16 goes into hooker. Connell McInerney will play the rest of the game at blindside flank, it looks like. Max Singh's had an afternoon, hasn't he?
Absolutely. I think a well-earned rest there, and just they'll need him next week or in grand final time. So I don't mind it, especially since Sudatai is an absolutely outstanding player. Yeah. So for 15 minutes he can come and bring some havoc now.
Have an impact. Alex Veras switches the open side for Royals. Rolando feeds this scrum just inside their half. It's a big scrum from Tuggeranong. Great work from Connell McInerney to keep that ball back in. This is Lincoln Smith, who bumps off the tackle of Alessio and finds another 4 or 5 metres forward. Rory Scott, who's carried well on that 15-metre tram line today.
Much more active in the second half.
Yeah, there's certainly been more of him. Rolando in the last bits of sunshine on Viking Park, with Royals leading by 1. 12 minutes 40 to play. Kotluski, great tackle from Lachlan Lonigan, forces Kotluski back a good 3 or 4 metres. This is Ty on for his first touch since replacing Max Singh. Bodman goes infield to Muirhead, who's stopped in his tracks by Darcy Swain. Luke Gerzakowski around his ankles. McInerney. Oh, he's hit well there by Albert Wadigo. McMahon, he eyes off a little bit of space, kicks it straight to Max Revalva though.
Great defence
for
for Vikings.
Infield to Dean Wilson, who again eyes off that little bit of space in front of the 22. Ball bounces back for Rolando. Andrew Robinson goes a little bit too far there for Tuggeranong. Swain is there at the back for Royals. McInerney finds Ty. 20 in from touch, 30 out from his own line. Ryan Lonigan comes over the top and does so illegally. Muirhead tries to go quick, and we've got penalty advantage here for Royals. Goes again here, Muirhead, brought down by Vunipola for Feeder. McMahon has this now for Royals. Seth Going has Veras on his inside. He's brought down on halfway. McMahon has to get there to scrum half for Royals. Penders does well to pull that ball in. He nearly lost it. He lost it for half a second. Rolando throws a nice pass to Seth Going, has to dive forward for it. McInerney.
Connell McInerney's been just brilliant in this second half
for
Royals.
15 to 16 times today.
Seriously.
Yeah. McMahon goes over the top. Bodman has to kick up a ball on the bounce.
Royals need to exit now.
Here, Royals
need to exit.
They didn't get much of that penalty advantage, I have to say. Rory Scott. Lachlan Lonigan nearly pulls the ball out loose again. Cowan. He's hit hard by Fafita. Still short of halfway here, Royals. Ball goes out to Muirhead at the back. Bodman has Seth Going on his outside. Seth Going steps off his right, bumps off the tackle of Revalval. Alessio stops him though. Rolando has to pull that ball out quickly. Veras is getting back involved in this game more than he has been. McMahon now for Royals. Penders. Ball spills loose. Tuggeranong have this. Lachlan Lonigan has it. Wadigo. Ball's come off Rory Scott though, I'm sure. And we're going to come back.
I reckon Rory Scott knew exactly what he was doing there.
Yeah, he did.
Putting that hand out there.
I absolutely agree with you.
He's got away with one there, the young back row.
Probably
Vikings were away down that edge. Have to say, Royals playing way too much football in their own half.
Yeah, they did. They did. They had penalty advantage there, and just
I don't
just didn't do much with it.
Well, that's it. The decision to go quick from Muirhead, I don't understand, because you get another few metres, especially with the long-range kicker, let's say, in Ben Johnson off the park. You're thinking, well, are we going to get much out of this anyway? But Vikings just have too many goal kickers out there from a Royals perspective to be playing football 40 to 45 metres out. Ryan Lonergan will happily step up from that distance and punish you. 1 point lead. No, Alessio will kick goal from that distance as well. So understandably, the regular kicking option, the exit option, isn't there anymore in Johnston. But with how well Royals are defended at times, just get the ball up the other end of the field.
Yep, agree with you.
But Vikings doing a really, really good job not panicking. With 13 to play, they're still plugging corners. When it was 15 to play, still plug the corners, putting the pressure all on Royals, knowing one penalty could win this game. Dean Wilson, in particular, a couple of times has just let that ball drift down into his home fans. Yeah,
they've kicked well from their own 10-metre line, Tuggeranong, haven't they? Just to find that little bit of space in front of the 22 for Royals on the grandstand side here.
It plays right into Royals' hands to overplay. Yep. What they don't want to do is try to have to exit. So from Vikings, really, really smart play. But
big scrum here from Royals. Look at this. They've won this. It's a huge scrum from Royals. They've got penalty advantage as Rolando picks up now. Bodman has this. Lincoln Smith is in a bit of space here. He drifts back infield. Still in space though, Lincoln Smith. He's still going, the replacement winger. Brought down just inside the 22. Rolando finds McInerney. Carries well. Wadigo has done really well to hold him up. McInerney's had to fight to get back to ground. Rolando finds Ty infield, brought down by Lachlan Lonergan.
Royals have improved out of sight in the second half, Brett.
Penders brought down on the 22. Left-hand side of the uprights. Rolando organising his forwards. Ty has Von Blankensee behind him. Rolando goes to McMahon. Jason Swain throws a little ball inside to Rory Scott. In that familiar channel for Rory Scott today. Cowan hit hard there by Albert Wadigo. Joel Penders now. Darcy Swain trying to hold him up. Penders does well. Drive past the point of contact. Rolando just organising things nicely here now. McInerney's brought down.
Love the patience.
Yeah, it's good patience at the moment. Rolando just lying off his options. Mew ahead is hit well there by Ikitau and Gerzikowski. Rolando just telling Craig McMahon, let's go open side for a bit. They do go out the back through McInerney. This is Bodman now. What can he do? Steps off his right, taken over the top there by Angus Wagner.
Playing for a penalty here, Royals.
Penders. Good defence here for Tuggeranong. Holding strong here. Royals stacking up the phases. Ty with a good carry in front of the post on the 22. McMahon now for Royals. Goes wide to Bodman. Quick ball to Jason Swain. Going in a bit of space on the right-hand side. Seth Going gets a ball up for McMahon. Just accelerating the pace here a little bit, Royals. Penders with another good carry. He's been really good since he came on. McInerney now.
Vunipola Fafita all over that ball.
Royals appealing for a penalty. Tuggeranong might have this now.
Yeah, Vunipola Fafita, absolutely excellent.
Great work. Tuggeranong going to get away from this. Ryan Lonergan's having to fight for this ball.
Ball
appealing.
Coming back blue.
It has to. Royals have somehow got this back. And now we've got a scrum for Royals. 7 metres out from the Tuggeranong line with 5 minutes 40 to go.
Jeez, I have to say the Vikings defence to not give any penalties after had to have been over 12, 13 phases there. Absolutely impeccable discipline from Vikings there. But once, I have to say I'm so impressed with Swain and Going down that right-hand channel. The hitch and the acceleration from Going was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then they just started to build, didn't they?
The metres past contact as well. Seth Going. I thought he was going to keep going.
He's got a great name for all those, doesn't he?
He has, yeah.
But yeah,
just fits in well.
Joel Penders, you know, the
Had
Royal
impact,
scrum
hasn't
was
he?
in absolute reverse when he came on, and he's really seems to have
Made a big difference.
made a massive difference, and he's just got to stick in now for their Vikings need a big scrum. They can score from absolutely anywhere. So they're deep in their own defensive
Big.
line, but they're still dangerous.
Andy Muirhead is stationed directly behind Jamie Bodman in midfield there, talking with Jason Swain.
Well, if you're Royals, all
Yeah.
eyes are on Muirhead, so
Yep.
the Swain, Lincoln Smith channel should be wide open.
Rolando feeds. Royal scrum trying to go forward. Tuggeranong are doing well here. Rolando's going to have to pull this one out. Seth Goings there for the short ball. Brought down in midfield nicely by Ryan Lonigan. Rolando finds McInerney, who's about 4 metres short in front of the left-hand upright. Suatai. Rolando snipes out to the open side. Rolando goes to ground. Ball spills loose. Royals have to clean up. They're still in about the same spot where that scrum was. 5 short. Just organising their forward carriers here now. Tuggeranong's defence fanning out a little bit. Royals go forward again on the pick and drive. McInerney picks up. He's moved back a metre or two. Penders pulls that metre or two back though. Rolando has it quickly now. McMahon comes out to Going, who can't find Swain. Lincoln Smith is there. Lincoln Smith will score in the corner for Royals. And Royals could be through to the grand final.
What a try. What a moment for Lincoln Smith. Comes onto the game at halftime. He's been excellent. Just got that big fend off. And I tell you what, that is a finish for the ages. They built so slowly, and once they went, it had to come. He looked like he didn't have anywhere to go, Lincoln Smith, but just put that big
Dean Wilson
fend.
had him covered.
Absolutely.
And then
The
just got
fend-
bumped off.
The fend was just perfect from Lincoln Smith. He's played a lot of footy, and it would have hurt him to not be in the first 15 today. So to come on and score what could be a ceiling try, but the conversion's got to be good, because with that Vikings squad meeting up behind, they will feel that they've got a red-hot chance to still win this game.
Rolando with a really important conversion in a really similar spot to where he converted
Absolutely.
Seth Goings' try in the first half. Really similar spot. Same spot as Craig McMahon's try, I beg your pardon. Yeah, Seth Goings scored down the other end of the field, obviously. So Rolando hasn't had a more important kick today. Royals Tuggeranong getting ready to charge him. Rolando hits this ball, gun barrel straight. Royals are through to the Hearn Superdry Grand Final.
Oh, my word. A little fist pump from Pedro Rolando.
Jamie Bodman just giving him a clap. That is just a superb kick.
When this era of Royals rugby is written, Pedro Rolando will be right up there.
He will have his
amongst
own chapter.
the greatest players in Royals history. To kick 2 conversions from the sideline like that in a game like this. Incredible.
90 seconds to go in the Hearn Superdry qualifying final. Royals 21 leading Tuggeranong 13. McInerney, they still want to keep going here, Royals. They're just short of halfway. Penalty now to Tuggeranong though. They've got to go quick. Minute 17 on the clock. Ryan Lonigan trying to go quickly. He'll kick for touch. Line out will go with about a minute to play. That ball's gone too far as well. And that might just be it.
Well, they've got to get the scrum right, but it certainly seems like the result.
Royals are now in no hurry. Leading by 8. But we've had twists and turns all day, Ryan. What has this game got left for us?
Well, you have to feel, as I say, the result is now set in stone, but I have to say, Brett, this has been one of the most brave displays by any side I've ever seen. They've been camped inside their own half for much of this second half to come up and just dig away and get the moments when they needed them. It's so impressive.
And let's remember, Royals, they lost Will Morris in the 3rd minute. They lost Ben Johnson at half-time. They lost Jack Farrell just after half-time. They've done so well. They've got so much impact from their bench today, Royals. This has been an incredible win. And they will go through to the Hahn Superdry Griffin Legal John Dent Cup Grand Final on August 17. Full-time siren goes below us here at Viking Park. Tuggeranong trying to just scrum their way out of this. Ball is there though. Rory Scott does well to pick this ball up. Goes forward. Rolando just needs to get this ball out. McMahon has it. McMahon puts the ball into touch. The Royals bench erupts and they are through to the John Dent Cup Grand Final. Royals 21 have beaten Tuggeranong in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. It has been an absolutely brilliant game. An absolutely brilliant game. And if tomorrow's elimination final between Gungahlin and Uni North is half as good, then we are absolutely in for a treat. Royals 21 have beaten Tuggeranong 13 in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. Wow. What a game. What a game.
The blue bag machine just rolls on. I can't,
doesn't it?
honestly, mate, at a time in that game, it just felt like there was going to come a try from Vikings and then the floodgates would open.
Yeah.
The scrum was in reverse. They had the territory. They looked the more attacking side. And then just something just lifted in Royals. Yeah. And I have to say, it's been all about teamwork, hard, all the old cliches, but it is about that for this Royals side. I'm so impressed with their togetherness. The way they just regathered there after that first 10 minutes in the second half where they just didn't seem to have any shape or cohesion. They found it.
And let's not forget, they lost by 5 last week. And yes, I drove away from here last week thinking, I'm not sure if Royals can beat Tuggeranong.
No.
After the display last week. But they've just found the gear to grind out that win. It has been a superb win to them. We'll quickly go through the try scorers. Lenny Katow scored the first try for Tuggeranong in the 9th minute. That made it 7-0 with Lalesio's conversion. Seth Going hit back in the 13th minute and Rolando converted to make it 7-all. It was a penalty just on half-time to make it 10-7 Tuggeranong at the break. Noel Lalesio kicked another penalty just after the break to make it 13-7. And we sort of felt like the Tuggeranong machine was going to roll on from 100%. There. Royals, though, hit back. Craig McMahon scored that NFL-type try in the corner. That was the 54th minute. Lincoln Smith with the match winner in the 77th minute. Rolando converting to make it 21 points to 13. And, Ryan, we now, on this spot, with no time to think about it, have to give us the True Fit and Hill PTP Man of the Match. I can see you mulling this one over as Tuggeranong.
How are we going to do it?
Well, I'm just going to let you think about this as Tuggeranong form the guard of honour for Royals to come through here. Pedro Rolando leading the Royals team off. He's been incredibly important for Royals today. So where are you going? True Fit and Hill PTP Man of the Match in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final.
Well, look, I think the win has come from a couple of people. I think right up front, Connell McInerney really was an inspiration to that side out there. I thought that everyone in the Royals pack had a really, really good game, and then Jamie Bodman and Jason Swain were both excellent. But I don't think you can deny a man who kicked 2 touchline conversions when the pressure was all on Pedro Rolando. He really stepped up at times today. So for mine, Brett, you can get fancy with it, but ultimately that man just kicked his side to a grand final. It's
a good call. Pedro Rolando, the True Fit and Hill PTP Man of the Match. As Wayne Southwell, Ben Johnson, they bring this Royals team together just in front of us here, the Viking Park grandstand. Royals are through to the Griffin Legal John Dent Cup Grand Final on August 17. But tomorrow,
who's going to be there with them?
It's a good question, isn't it? Tuggeranong, they are waiting to see who wins the elimination final back here tomorrow between Gungahlin Eagles and the Uni North Owls. Can't wait to get back down here and bring you all the action. But until then, as Wayne Southwell just tells his team how proud he is of that second half effort. It has been an absolutely fantastic win from Royals here in the Hahn Superdry qualifying final. They're through to the Griffin Legal John Dent Cup Grand Final. And we'll be back here tomorrow, Ryan. That's a wrap from us here at Viking Park. Thanks for your company today on Bar TV Sports. For Ryan Murphy and the team, I'm Brett McKay. Enjoy your rugby. We'll see you tomorrow.